y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Zaria Janae. If you don't know, now you know. And y'all see where I'm at. First of all, let's start here. When I get behind this green wall, and not too much because I got to finish the rest, but when I get behind this wall, just know all tea is being spilled. All tea is being clocked. It's going to be tea talk, and we're letting out everything here out in the open. So yes, we're here with the long-awaited story time that y'all all been waiting for. This was highly requested. It came from my first ever video I dropped, which was a Q&A, and y'all asked me what was one of my most traumatizing experiences I've ever went through, and I told y'all what it was. And when I asked y'all, do y'all want to hear a story time? Y'all said this is what y'all want the story time to be about. So y'all just sit back, relax, get your water, get your drink, get your snacks, your cover, do whatever you gotta do, and let's get into this video. Okay, so let's get into it. Y'all, this all took place back in May of 2023. Long story short, I was living in Tucker. It was time to get up out that spot, but I hadn't found nowhere else to go, and it was like time to the point where if the lease was already up, if I didn't get out of there, stuff would have been outside, and thank God it wasn't. But the person I was with at the time, he came to me with this opportunity. Basically, he knew somebody that could get us into a spot without having to do all that extra stuff, like, you know, 3 times the rent, sign a lease, like stuff like that. If you know, you know. So at first, y'all, I was not here for the opportunity at all because I ain't never did nothing like that. I was scared. I started thinking about all the stuff that could go wrong and could go bad and could go left, and it's just like, do I really want to deal with that? It's just like, no, I didn't. But my back was against the wall. I had to do what I had to do. So what did I do? I took a risk and we went. Y'all, I kid you not, we was literally only in that apartment for 4 days. 4 days. And the reason why we was in there for 4 days is because a little situation happened between me and him. And long story short, the man was just like, y'all got too much going on. Y'all got to go ahead and get up out of here. So when that situation first happened, because I was getting off of work when all of this was going on. Like, he was telling me this stuff when I was at work. So now before it's time for me to get off of work, like, I'm just in my head thinking like, bro, I don't have nowhere to go. Like, we don't have nowhere to go. This was the backup plan. We don't have no backup plan because the plan was not to even stay in this place for too long. It just was for like a month or maybe even a couple of weeks, run up some money and then go get something legit. So we literally, I get back to the house, we're literally having to pack everything up. Like, now y'all, he did give us half the money back. He didn't give us the whole thing. He gave us half the money back. It was enough to go get a storage unit and get us a U-Haul, you know. So that's what we did. We went to go get a U-Haul storage unit. And I just remember us packing, and we was literally on the last box. And I just sat down on the box because I wanted to break down and cry, y'all. I really did. I truly did want to cry, but I did not cry. Amen to me. But I did call my mom. I sure did, because y'all, when anything's going wrong in my life, the first person I call is my mama. I'm not playing no games because she be knowing what to do. Okay? She be knowing what to do. So I called my mom. And my mom was like, you know, on some, well, do you want to come back home? And mind you guys, I stayed in Tucker and my mom stayed all the way in Coweta County. That was an hour away. An hour away. So keep that in mind. She's like, well, do you want to come home? You know, and then she was basically saying like, you got a good job out there where you at right now. Like, do you really want to come home and then have to quit that job? And side note, she was only saying that because the situation happened when I was staying out there in Coweta County with me, that involved me, and that's a different story time for a different day. But basically, I was banned from Coweta County, so I couldn't be out there no more. So she kind of trying to help me weigh my options, like, you know, do you want to come home, just risk it, or like, what you want to do? So she suggested, and also he suggested too, because I knew this girl. We had been friends since 3rd grade, and we only knew each other because our parents used to work with each other a while back, and they was very, very close a while back. So at this point, it's like, this was no longer like, oh, you're just my best friend, you're my close friend. Like, you're family at this point. We know each other families. We spend night at each other's house. Like, we're doing everything like cousins would do. That's what we were doing. So y'all, I did not want to go over there. And let me say this for a disclaimer, because it had nothing to do with them at all. It's just, y'all got to understand. I moved out my mama's house as soon as I graduated from high school. Ain't been back since. So to sit here and be on my own, have my own rules, my own life, and then have to uproot that to go under somebody else's roof and follow their rules, it's just like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to follow nobody else's rules. I like my rules here where I'm at right now by myself. I don't want to listen to nobody else. And that's just the mindset I was having. And then also, because I've seen this happen before, I didn't want to move in and then some crazy stuff go down and then it causes the whole friendship, everything, which it did, but we gonna get into that when we get further down the line. So that's just the mindset I was thinking on. Like, it was nothing against them. It was solely that. Like, I just, So he on some like, bro, you just need to do what you gotta do. Like, cause I'm not gonna have my girl out here living in the streets with me. Like, that's not cool. We not gonna do that. So I just suck it up. I ended up texting the girl and I was just like, you know, hey, is your mom at work? I kind of explained to her what was going on. I didn't explain the full thing. Just, you know, I need a place to stay. I didn't go into full details, nothing like that. And she was like, and I kind of explained to her, and she was like, well, I think my mom would be okay with that. You know, she at work, you can text her or you can call her. So I ended up just texting her because, like, she said she's at work. I didn't want to interrupt her while she was at work, you know, and I let her know, like, hey, I gave her the whole rundown, and I told her I was only going to be there for 2 weeks. Now, y'all, 2 weeks did turn into 6 months. And hear me out. 2 weeks turned into 6 months. I was only supposed to be there for 2 weeks. That's what I had said. But I'm pretty sure they all knew that I wasn't going to be there for 2 weeks. And I only say that because her mom and my mom had a conversation on the back end that I'm not going to even say. But they let it be known, like, I know she's not going to be here for 2 weeks. We just want her to be able to get back on her feet. Like, she's good. So that's what it was. I'm not going to lie. The first week I got there, cried every single night. I cried every night, y'all. When I tell y'all, I was so distraught. And let's pause that real quick. Let me first tell you, I was so distraught for the simple fact is because I had lost everything. So while we in the process of losing this apartment, y'all, literally the day before all of this happened, I lost my car too. I lost my car because I got into a hit and run accident and they totaled my car. So imagine losing your car, losing your spot, and then having to move in with somebody else. Y'all, I was going through it. I was distraught. I ain't never been through nothing like that before, y'all. I was going through it. So the first week, I was crying myself to sleep every single night. Like, no joke. I get to their house. Me and him, we're still talking here and there, whatnot, you know. But the plan is, run up the money. We gonna go get us another spot. Now, that's why I say that 2 weeks turned into 6 months. Because, y'all, that 6 months went by fast. That's why he still was thinking it was only 2 weeks. That 6 months went by like that. And I'm just like, dang. So it hit, like, you know, the summertime. Me and him, we was having our little ups and downs to the point where it was just like, okay, we finna just break up with each other. And that's what we did. We broke up. He went his way, I went my way. We wasn't talking. It crushed me more, y'all. It crushed me more, y'all. I'm sitting here depressed, sad, lost everything, and I done lost my lover too. Y'all, that devil was turning me every which way but loose. Seriously, like, he had a grip on me. So I started to slowly but surely get up out of that depressed mood, you know. They made me feel like this was my house too. Like, you know, they didn't never make me feel like, oh, we don't really want you here. Or it was never no weird energy like that. You know, me and him started talking again. We weren't really hanging out like that. But we were talking over the phone. He ended up getting him a new car. When he called me, when he first got the car, I congratulated him because, you know, I ain't no hater ass bitch. you could be my ex all day long. Like, if you call me with some good news, congratulations to you, sweetheart. I'm going to give you your props. Because I ain't no hater. But anywho's, he had got a new car. He started coming back around. You know, we started chilling here and there. And then another situation happened where it just, we broke up again, y'all. Like, we broke up again. We just be off and on, y'all. Like, for real. And that happened. So at this point, you know, I was on some, oh, F him, I don't care. Like, I'm that girl, y'all. I started losing more weight. So I'm just feeling like I'm that girl. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Nada. Nathaniels. So, you know, I'm out living my life. I'm still working, running up my money, just living my life. And now I'm cool. I'm good. And I don't know if the devil was playing these games with me, because he sure was. Because right when I got back to the point where I was really just cool, like cool off everybody, I wasn't even thinking about a relationship. Like, I was just on me. Ring-a-ding-ding. We back together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So we ended up getting back together, talking, whatever, trying to figure it out, whatnot. And this is where things took a turn right here. Now, the people I was living with, they do not like him at all. And everybody has their reasonings. They have valid reasons. But, you know, at the end of the day, you can't tell nobody to break up with somebody. Like, that's not you, not them. So you can't tell them what to do. But they did express their concerns and their reasons to me. Which, okay, I understand, you know. So it got to the point where it's like, okay, if I'm still going to be with this person, like, I'm just going to stop having him, like, come over here. Like, I'm just going to pack my stuff, like, pack me a bag or whatnot, and I'm just going to go spend time with him and just go with him. So y'all can't even say, like, he outside of y'all house. Y'all can't even say none of that. He literally just picking me up, dropping me off. That's all he doing. It gets to, like, after my birthday, towards the ending of October, y'all, energy just starts to get weird. So a situation happened. Her youngest daughter had came down here, and you know, her youngest daughter was here. I don't know if she was here to stay because she was traveling back and forth. You know, I don't know, but I didn't really care because that's none of my business. Like, this your mama, this ain't my mama. So I didn't really care. But the way that the situation went, it was given that, I don't know if y'all brought the younger daughter down here to, like, scare me, or, like, I don't know, to get the sense, like, okay, we're pushing you out, like, you need to figure out what to do. Because that's how it was coming off, y'all. Like, if y'all was there, y'all be like, yeah, the energy, like, something is weird. So then it got to the point, y'all, where then at this point, I really stopped coming to the house for real. Like, my stuff with my clothes and stuff was just there, but I really just stopped coming to the house because it just, like, the vibes was weird, the energy was weird. I'm a sweet person. It's just like, I really do care for y'all for real. And it's just like, I don't want to mess this relationship up or friendship up. God can't talk today, something. Like, I didn't want to mess up the relationship or the friendship. So I'm just like, you know, I'm going to just distance myself, you know, give them their space. Because at the end of the day, this is their space, you know. And y'all, I'm going to say this too. I'm speaking on from my perspective and how I feel. I'm not speaking on nobody else. I can't tell you how nobody else feel. I can just tell you how I was feeling and what I was seeing and the energy I was getting when I was in that situation. And the very last time I went to that house, I literally was on the phone with my mom because another situation transpired that just made the situation worse. So now I was done holding my tongue. I was done with everybody. Like, y'all, it was to the point where I was ready to fight. Like, we had to get in the field. But, you know, that's a story time for another day. If y'all want to hear that, just let me know. So that's how it was. Like, I was fed up. And I'm just on the phone with my mom. Like, Mom, stay on the phone with me so I can go in here and get my stuff. And I'm just going to go. Nobody physically came to me and told me I had to go. Yeah, nobody never came to me and told me I had to go. But the way people was moving, it was giving off the energy like, it's time for you to go. We don't want you here no more. And the stuff that was being said to my mom and related to my mom. Now, I don't know why they went to my mom with it when they could have just came to me. Because I was the one staying in the house. But I understand. If you want to be respectful, I understand. Okay, cool. So I get my stuff and I just go because I'm just like, I'm done at this point. I'm just like, I don't even want no more, to prevent it from going left and to prevent it from me, like, acting a donkey, I'm just gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna go, because at the end of the day, this is y'all's place. This is y'all place. Y'all let me come here. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for what y'all did to me. But I'm not gonna keep living in this circumstances and I'm feeling all this weird negative energy coming. I'm not gonna keep doing it. Like, I'm just gonna get my stuff and go. So that's what I did. So what happened? They ended up leading me and him back out, sleeping in the car, just me and him at this point. And it got to the point, because y'all know it started to get cold outside. It was getting cold. We had covers. It was getting cold though. Like, we would turn the car on so the heat can go, but you know, you can't keep just having the car running all day, every day. That's gonna mess up the car. So sometimes we did have to completely just cut the car off, and we was still cold. Them covers wasn't doing nothing. We were cold. So it got to the point where it's like, we started getting rooms, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a reliever that I thank God that we was even able to do that, because it got to the point where we was barely able to take showers. Sometimes we were barely eating. Like, it just was a lot. So for us to be able to get a room for a few nights or a couple of nights or so, like, you know, we was grateful for that. Very much grateful. But it started to get to the point, y'all, where it just was like, okay, we got to stop paying for these rooms, because these rooms is draining our pockets. Like, y'all, every time we ran up on some money, we would literally go get a room. So we literally could not save nothing, because this stuff was draining our pockets. And let's be for real, we was not going to rooms in like one city or one county. We were literally all over Atlanta, Georgia, buying rooms. And then they was fancy rooms at that, because I already don't like hotels. So I definitely wasn't gonna go to no Motel 6 days in. I wasn't doing it. I'm sorry, I wasn't. So therefore, we was gonna have to pay for the expensive, lavish ones. I don't care. So that's what we did. But it got to a point where it's just like, we both realized, like, we not gonna be able to save our money like this. We gonna have to go back to sleeping in the cars. And y'all, it just was a lot on us, for real, for real. Like, y'all, we was around each other 25/8. He has a temper, I got a temper. He got a smart mouth, I got a smart mouth. So y'all can only imagine how bad we was bumping heads in that car. Like, we was going through it. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I could not take it, y'all. I could not take it. And then it got to this very last time, literally in the beginning, no, towards the ending, beginning, like first, maybe second, third of December. I asked God, I'm just like, because I was fasting and praying every day when I was in that car. Because when I'm telling you, when it first happened, my mindset was so negative. Like, I didn't have no faith in us, no nothing. I just thought it was done. Like, we're done. We are done. For 3 months straight, I was in that car. And baby, it was not a pretty sight to see. But I remember this very last time, I was going to work and I was like, let me do this one last thing. And I tried this one last thing to help me get into this apartment. Y'all, I just remember before I even hit submit on the application, I literally went in the office. I got on my knees with the laptop in front of me and I just started praying. Just praying, just asking God, like, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be approved. But I just kept praying. And the whole time we was even in the car, like, I was praying. I had asked God, like, can you please just get us into a home before Christmas come? Like, that's the only thing I want for Christmas, is to be out this car and in a home. That's all I want. And y'all, I hit submit on that application. I went back on about my days doing what I was doing. But y'all, the apartment was in the back of my head. But after a while, like, I did start getting discouraged again, because 5 freaking days had went by and I still was not hearing nothing. I did not hear nothing from them. So I just started getting discouraged. Like, you know what? I tried. I don't know. Something got to give at this point. And I just remember saying, like, God, I know this is not what you got in store for me. This is not the ending of my story. This can't be. This can't be. So fast forward, we're still in the car. A little situation happened between me and him, and I ended up at Perimeter Mall. And my friend who I used to work with at the time, she knew my situation that was going on, and she was on her way to work, and she was like, do you want me to come pick you up? So she came and picked me up, and I just sat in her car, And I cried, y'all. While she was in there, I just sat in her car and I cried. I bawled my eyes out. But y'all know what I did too? I called my mama. I sure did. What I told y'all, anytime something going on, I gotta call my mom. I called my mama, and y'all, my mom is like a nigga. Like, she does not give you no chance to cry, feel sad. No, she's straight to solutions. Like, what you gonna do next? And it kind of threw me off. Because as soon as I get on the phone with her, I'm crying. She was saying, what you crying for? Woo! Excuse me? Like, mama, have some sympathy for me. I'm going through it. Please. And she just kept on, well, what you want to do? You want to come home? Because now around this time, she had left from staying all the way out there. She had moved closer. So she was closer to me now. So she's like, well, do you want to come home? Like, what you want to do? And I'm just like, I have to think really long and hard, y'all, because I have a younger sister. And the way me and my siblings, my older siblings was brought up, my little sister was not brought up like that. So I had to think long and hard. And out of respect of my mama, her household, and my little sister, I just was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to come back home. Because, y'all, I done seen people move back in with their family. And they got younger siblings. And they siblings be trying to follow behind them. And it just be causing so much chaos in that household. And I would never want it to be a situation like that. Not saying I'm a bad person or I do bad stuff. It's just, I'm a grown-up now. So stuff that I'm doing, my little sister may think, oh, I could do that too. Zaria doing it. Like, no, you cannot do that. And out of respect for my mom, I'm just like, yeah, no. So my mom like, well, do you want me to send you some money so you can get a room? I'm like, yeah, I'll just figure it out from there. She sent me the money. I got me a room. I ended up getting back on the phone with him. And I just asked him like, hey, can you drop me off at my room? And then, you know, after this, we ain't got to talk no more. Like, it could just be whatever after this. That's what I was on. Even though I was butthurt and crying tears, I just was on that because it just was a lot going on. So he take me to the room, you know, we both said, like, we think this is the end. We was thinking this is it, done. Y'all, he takes me to the room. I get up there, I get back on the phone with my mom. At this time, I had a Zoom interview. So she's like just on the phone telling me, you know, wipe your tears, get yourself together, get ready for your interview, you know, everything's going to be okay. And then she asked me, she was like, have you reached out to the people? Like, you know, sometimes they might not always reach out to you. You got to reach out to them sometimes and see what's going on. And I'm like, no, I didn't. But you know what? I'm going to do that. So when I got off the phone with her, I emailed them, you know, hey, I put an application in. I just want to see what was the status of my application. And I kid you not, y'all, 10 minutes later, she called me. She said, I just was about to reach out to you. You got to prove. Y'all, I know for real. Because y'all, for real, y'all, I was geeked. I was in that hotel room shouting and praising like I know people in the other rooms heard me. Because I was so geeked. I was just like, yes, God, y'all, I was geeked. Real geek. I was happy. Like, y'all couldn't tell me nothing. I just was praying. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You answered my prayers. Because he did answer my prayers. And I immediately called my mom back. And I said, guess what? And she like, what? You got to prove. Before I can even say it, I said, yeah. She said, so, see, I knew it. I was like, y'all, I was so happy. So even though me and him was going through what we was going through, we always share our accomplishments with each other. So I just feel like we came out here, we was homeless together. It's only right for me to share my accomplishment with you. And I called him back and I was just like, you know, you could tell by the tone of his voice, like he was sad, you know, basically just on the phone trying to tell me none of this stuff should happen. And I was just trying to shut him up, telling the good news, like, we got to prove, we got to prove, we got to prove. And I told him, and he was happy too, y'all. We was both happy. Like, we was geeked because I had been praying for this. This is what I've been fasting and praying for. To have a home, to get into a spot. Like, this is what it was worth it. I was doing this. It was worth it. The prayers was worth it. The tears was worth it. The hardship, it was worth it because I'm here. Now, the place I'm in right now, this is not the spot I'm talking about. So don't be thinking, you know where I be's at. Because, But yeah, y'all, I was so geeked. And I say all of this to say because I'm not going to lie. People that went through this, or that is going through it, or is still going through it, y'all know it's not no joke, y'all. Like, it's so hard to stay positive in a situation like this. Like, seriously, it's hard to not think negative, to not think that. Like, it's hard. So I understand, like, every day you're not gonna have a positive mindset. And I'm gonna just be 100% honest, because every day I was in that car, not every day was a good day for me at all. It wasn't. But I had to turn my mindset around. I'm just like, you have to keep your faith. Even if right now, in your situation right now, things don't look like it's up, you have to still keep your faith, and you have to stay positive, and you have to believe that God's going to make it work out for you, because he always do it. Anytime you're in need or you're in a situation, God always gets you through it. So why give up now? Why stop having faith now? And y'all, I'm just like, I'm so grateful. Like, words cannot even describe or explain how grateful I am. And I'm gonna sit here and say this: I don't wish this on nobody, and I didn't even wish this on myself, but I am thankful that I went through that experience, because not only did it teach me a lot, it made me very much stronger, you know, and it showed me my limits of things that I can handle and things that I cannot handle. It did. It made me be patient, because y'all know I don't have no patience at all. But in that situation, like, I had to be very patient, you know, and I had to believe that God timing is right. Like, everything don't work on my time, because his timing was right. Amen. Like, it was. Like, no, for real. I'm so serious. Like, and I'm not going to say, like, oh, it humbled me, because I've always been humble. But it really showed me that when they say God can give it to you, just as fast as he give it to you, he can take it away too. And that's no games being played. For real, y'all, I'm so serious. And I'm actually happy, because I done grew a lot. Like, the way that I'm talking right now and the way that I feel about this situation right now, like, if you would have asked me years ago, how would I feel if I was in a situation like this, y'all, God himself would have had to come down on this earth and pick me up, because I would have fallen and not got up. I'm going to just be 100% honest. I'm going to be serious. Like, I couldn't do it. I cannot do it, because I'm like, my patience was tested every day. My mental was tested every day. And I'll be honest, I didn't cry not one time we was in that car. I wanted to cry so bad, but the tears was not coming. And when we moved and I got in there by myself while he was gone, y'all, I just broke down crying, just thanking God that he done got me this far. Because if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I would be at right now. And that's on big Jesus. Yes. But anywho, y'all, that's my little story time for y'all, my little tea. If y'all want to hear more story times, y'all know y'all always feel free to reach out to me. My socials will be down below. Thank y'all for watching my story time. Thank y'all for listening to me. And yeah, see y'all next time.